With the recent E. coli scare at Chipotle, you might be doubting your fast food choices, and with good reason. Here are 4 life-threatening parasites and bacteria you may have been exposed to from eating fast food. Number 1. Unless you're currently living under a rock, or you're one of those strange, weird individuals who doesn't have Facebook, then you're probably aware that there's been an outbreak of E. coli at Chipotle restaurants across America. At the time of putting this video together, there have been dozens of reported cases of E. coli and 43 restaurants have been shut down. In fact, even if you haven't eaten Chipotle recently, truth be told, you've probably got E. coli right now. But that's because there are millions of different strains of E. coli, kind of like dog breeds. Not all function the same and not all of them are dangerous. The good E. coli can be found in your gut and they can help with digestion. Unfortunately, once again, like dogs, it is possible for different strains to breed and create new strains. And some of these strains are rather sinister, such as the infamous O157H7, which is currently ravaging the customers of Chipotle across parts of the eastern US. Customers contract the bacterium by eating fecal matter found in some of the burritos at Chipotle. Yes, that's poop, in case you didn't catch it. Rather than harmlessly sitting in your gut, this disrupts body functions, resulting in diarrhea, and the more dangerous kinds can also affect your kidneys and nervous systems, causing permanent damage and sometimes even resulting in death. Still think Chipotle is a cheaper and healthy option instead of preparing your own food? Number 2. Speaking of natural parts of the body turning rogue, did you know that another parasite you probably have in your body right now can easily be turned against you by gobbling up a late-night McDonald's or two? Candida albicans is a naturally occurring fungus found in some small quantities throughout the body, and as long as it remains in check, it is not only harmless, but it can actually aid the body. However, it can quickly start to increase in size and become a serious threat to your health if it becomes overfed with an unbalanced diet, such as eating fast food on a regular basis. Unfortunately, when it comes to Candida, we've got some terrible news. The chances of you having this parasite already are insanely high, and if you have noticed a white film on the back of your tongue or suffer from fatigue or reported illness, then the cause may not be your weak immune system and could actually be due to the fact that your energy is being drained to fuel the existence of a rogue fungus as it slowly spreads out and takes over your body. Number 3. This next one is so disturbing. I may never be able to eat a burger that I didn't make myself ever again. In 2008, a study was conducted into 8 different brands of fast food burgers to identify the actual makeup and composition of the meat. Disturbingly, the actual meat content of the burgers ranged from only 2.1 to 14.8%, and while that should be where this horror story ends, disturbingly it gets far worse. 2 out of the 8 burgers studied contained a whopping 25% Sarcocystis parasites. This incredibly destructive parasite has a unique life cycle that often involves 2 host species. The first is known as the predator, which hosts the parasite while it reproduces, sending out its little babies as spores in your fecal matter. And then those little parasitic children pass from people who don't wash their hands after using a restroom onto the second host, commonly known as the prey, where these little baby Sarcocystis will eventually enter muscle tissue, slowly breaking it down, preventing it from growing until eventually the prey is eaten by the parasite. What's even worse is that the predator host often shows 0 symptoms. So you could be infected by your friend without them ever knowing it just because they ate a burger and forgot to wash their hands, even if you've never set foot in a fast food restaurant yourself. Number 4. Warning. This story may turn your stomach. Consider putting down anything you're currently eating as you watch this. Reportedly, a woman by the name of Joyce Fed entered a McDonald's in Jacksonville, Florida to order not 1, but 2 chicken sandwiches at the well-established fast food chain. As she eagerly bit into her chicken sandwich, pleasure turned to horror as she realized that she had bitten into something that tasted funny. She took it out of her mouth and saw that she had in fact just bitten into a worm.
I bit into this one, I tasted something, took it out of my mouth, a worm in there.
While the owner was quick to offer a refund or a replacement,
no, I don't want anything else.
Honestly, we don't blame her. While this worm didn't appear to be of the parasitic variety, Another parasitic worm can be found in smaller fast food restaurants. The tapeworm is a life-threatening parasite that lives off of the food it finds in the intestinal tract. Early symptoms include vomiting, lack of sleep, and diarrhea. However, if the parasite is left untreated, the symptoms can increase to include a fever, seizures, and even blindness. Tapeworms are commonly found in uncooked meats, which is typically not an issue in larger chain restaurants, but is something that unfortunately is very common in street vendor burgers and hot dogs that many people grab as late night snacks. The simple truth is that unless you prepare your own food, you run the risk of someone else contaminating your food with parasites, bacteria, or worst of all, the detrimental effects processed foods, high in sugar and sodium has on your health. Not to mention the fact that these meals are missing key nutrients vital to muscle growth and the body's natural ability to fight off infections and disease. And the best part about preparing your own food, it's cheaper and can actually be easier than traveling to a fast food restaurant 3 times a day. If you want to learn some simple, effective methods to preparing your own food, click the link below and you can learn all about the best ways to create healthy, nutritious meals that are quicker and easier than fast food. If you've got a horror story from a fast food restaurant that you would like to share, or if you've noticed how bad you feel after eating food on the go, please feel free to share your story in the comments below. And don't forget to share this video with anyone you know or anyone who could benefit from changing their diet or may appreciate it. Click the subscribe above. And if you want to see us in action preparing food at Six-Pack Shortcuts, just click the video playing here to see our parody epic mealtime video, Healthy Mealtime.